Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning, good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Me First Mornings. I am your host, Patricia Rivera-Wolfson, and I'm an intuitive coach, an energy practitioner, and life strategist. And today, we are going to be pulling cards because it's one of my favorite things to do. And we're going to uncover insights on how to connect with your body, embrace the self-love you deserve, and together we'll dive deep into the wisdom your body holds and find ways to show it care and compassion, right? Because connecting with your body is really important. And I have to tell you that I'm definitely more of a mind person. I process a lot. I am constantly thinking, overthinking even, dare I say, most definitely an overthinker. Um, but I have to say that I have been getting very strong messages, very strong intuition to start really connecting with my body. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you that because we can't live in here. And it's a little bit about what we talked about with the daily ABCs earlier this week, where it's really about mind, body, and spirit. You have to sort of connect all three. And so, as someone who leans towards using the mind to solve all problems, the fact is that a lot of the solutions exist in your body. And what I mean by the solutions is you're going to know whether you are ready to take action, what feels good to you, and what you are able to, or what you have the capacity to do if you are working in connection with your body. If you are working in conjunction with your body's messages and signals, then you're going to be able to move forward much quicker, right? Because if you're listening to your body's signals and you are embodying what you believe, what you think, and you are connecting enough that you can feel into what your body needs more of in order to feel safe and take action, and where your body might be feeling overwhelm or too much, I was going to say too much capacity, where you can't hold the capacity because your body is just overwhelmed. That is all information that you can understand as you improve your relationship with your body. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about that today. But first, we are going to begin, of course, with our ritual, which is engaging our body. And this is exactly why I do Me First Mornings here with you and for myself, is because, excuse me, I believe that you need to connect all the pieces as early as possible. Now, of course, it's 11:30, almost afternoon, at least on in EST. But it's probably much earlier somewhere else. Like, we're early for the California people. And you guys probably need some body work right now to manage everything going on in your state. So let's do some deep breaths together and see if we can get ourselves ready to calm the nervous system down, and then you can face anything you have coming in the day, okay? All right, so here we go. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. I need to take a sip of my coffee. I need to wake up this morning. Ooh. If you guys are watching, let me know. Let me know where you're watching from. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Okay, just making sure my phone is off so it doesn't interrupt us as we go. All right, here we go. We're going to take 3 deep breaths, okay? Deep breath. As you take a deep breath in, I want you to imagine all of the love, light, and life force energy that the universe has to offer. Just bring it into your body and imagine it filling every inch of your body, every cell, every crevice inside, and just dissolving and dissipating any stuck or stagnant energy. Then I want you to exhale and release all of that stuck energy and just ask Mother Nature to transmute it into something productive and amazing for the universe, okay? And we're going to do that 3 times. So let's take a deep breath starting now. And hold. And as you're holding, imagine the air going everywhere in your body and dissolving and dissipating anything that is stuck or stagnant. And release. Okay, let's do that again one more time. We're going to do it two more times. Okay, deep breath in. And when you hold, just imagine that life force energy filling your body, increasing your capacity to receive, and just breaking apart all of that junk and ickiness and stickiness that doesn't work for you. And then just release it. Okay, here we go. Hold and release. Keep in mind that even if you're doing this by yourself, even if you're not imagining like all of that I describe, just increase your exhale or make your exhale longer than your inhale, and that will activate your parasympathetic system so that it will sort of send your body the signals to calm down. Okay, here we go. Last one. Let's make it count. And release. Okay, good job. All right, now we do a little stretching. Okay, I like to do a lot of the stretching around the neck and shoulder area because that is where I carry a lot of my tension. Breathing into those especially tense areas, or even if you feel some pain. There we go. Oh, just release it and then shake it out. Okay. If you're doing this on your own, of course, you can do it longer. You can do a little yoga routine as long as you want to sort of get connected with your body. But for now, we just make it quick, and it's at least we're doing it because that's my philosophy. Better done than perfect. It's not perfect, but it's something. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, so now we're going to set our intentions for the day. And what do? We call in our spiritual support team so that they can help us stick to our intentions or maybe guide us in the direction of our highest self, being in alignment with who we truly want to be. And this is where we call in and ask for that support. Okay, so I'm going to say my prayer my way, and then you are welcome to do it however you like based on your spiritual beliefs. Or you can just sit in silence and listen to mine. Okay, here we go. Divine Mother, Infinite Father, Creator, Ascended Masters, Archangels, Ancestors, Spirit Guides, and all beings of 100% pure white light, allow me to be a clear and open channel of your light and love without hesitation or ego. May the highest vibration of love and light connect with my higher self and release any and all things that no longer serve me. I ask that Saint Germain and his infinitely powerful violet flame burn away the things that no longer serve myself or humanity and hold us back from our divine existence. Thank you, thank you, thank you for helping us set an intention that is in alignment with the highest and greatest good of all. Thank you for showing us the signs and synchronicities and messages in nature, music, movies, through the cards that I pull and the words that we hear from others today and always. I appreciate you, I serve you, and I'm grateful for any wisdom that you may have for me or the collective on this day and always. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it, and so it is. Okay. So, as you think about what your intention is, or as you reflect on your GPS word today, I want to remind you to please go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just ding that notification bell, and you will know when I'm going live. I never exactly know what time I'm going live because, of course, I'm a mom of three and I have ADHD, so I'm relatively disorganized. However, I do show up every day in the morning, sometime between or on Monday through Friday, somewhere in the morning. So please go ahead and, if you press that little notification bell, you'll know exactly when, and hopefully you're free to watch me. If not, you're going to watch the replay. Also, I do want to remind you that I do have Sessions available in my scheduler. Just go to my bio and click on the Calendly link that will take you to any number of sessions. I have personal sessions, strategy sessions, couple sessions, readings, whatever you like. If you need support, I am here for you. And you can download, if you haven't already, my free transformational guide. Just go ahead and click that link in the description, and that will give you some tips and tricks and little energy hacks that you can apply to your day, or hopefully just like add to your toolkit when you're having a rough day. Okay, so what shall we talk about? We're going to talk about our bodies. Okay, what is your body asking for? Do you even know? I can tell you honestly that that it is a true journey for me, and this year it has been a personal mission and a priority for me to pay attention to my body, for me to connect with my body. I'm someone who I have a very high pain tolerance. Gave birth to all three babies, no epidural. So it's just who I am. And for me, what that means is sometimes when my body is trying to communicate with me, I'm not listening because I identify with being someone with a high pain tolerance. I have trained myself to basically ignore my body cues. In some cases, that's like conditioning so that I don't bother anybody else with my issues. And I'm sure that if you're watching, you may have that too. And many women, many moms that I know spend a lot of time ignoring their cues, ignoring their bodies, ignoring their needs, because if they take the time to address their needs, they may not have enough time to do all the other things on their list. So I implore you that if you are a caregiver of any sort, if you are a parent who is the primary caregiver of your children, or if you are a caregiver in any way, you are probably not listening to your body's cues. You are probably ignoring the things that your body is communicating with you. And then at some point, you are going to be like, why do I feel like this? Or, things get to a point where we can no longer ignore it. And the body has no other way to communicate with you other than to just keep sort of shutting down, right? So it is really important that we learn to communicate with our bodies and that we rebuild the relationship that we have with the vessel that holds our spirit. Okay. And so I want you to just do a couple of things, right? So I'm just there's three little suggestions I have to connect with your body, and then we're going to pull cards and get some insight. Okay. So first thing, I want you to do a body check-in. Okay. So I want you to just close your eyes if you're watching. Let's do this together. Okay. I want you to just close your eyes. Okay. Take a deep breath. Place your hand on your heart. Okay. And another hand on your stomach. Okay. So just like this. Okay. I want you to take a deep breath and ask yourself, what do I need right now? And I want you to listen to the answer. Okay, let's do that together. Okay, well, I can tell you what my body told me. My body tells me rest, which is not a surprise. I don't get much rest. I don't sleep enough hours in the night, and it's something that I'm working on. I don't know. Please feel free to share with me what messages your body told you. And let me tell you, if you did not hear anything, if your body did not communicate with you, if you're like, well, I just made that up, I don't know if it's really my body talking, it is your body talking. Whatever came up is the message. And if the message hasn't come up, then you just need to take a little bit more time. Maybe try doing this in the mornings, maybe every morning, and just sit with your body and see what you can feel. Just start listening, just start connecting. And hopefully, you'll start to get a little bit more of an indication. Maybe you'll start to get a little clue about what's going on in your vessel. Okay. Now, the next thing, right? I want you to honor what your body needs. Okay. I want you to listen to what it needs without the judgment. And I say that because, of course, the message that I got was rest, right? So if your body craves rest or a slower pace, then you have to listen, right? So I have to honor that, and I have to honor it without guilt. You have to honor whatever it is that your body needs. Your body may say, I want food, right? I want movement. I want whatever it is. And you might be thinking to yourself, I don't have time to give that to you. I don't have time. If you do not make the time for your body now, you may have no other choice but to make time for your healing later. Right. So I encourage you to connect with your body now, understand and start understanding what it needs, what it's asking from you. Because if you do not tune in now, you will get messages that you don't like later. Okay, it's just how it works, because when we are ignoring all the signs and signals of our body slowly starting to break down or deteriorate or disconnect, then we can't act surprised when suddenly we have all sorts of health stuff going on. Now, again, doesn't mean that it's your fault. Okay. But you can help yourself and you can improve that relationship, and you can maybe take steps to prevent some illnesses. Okay. And you can take steps to improve your chances of healing if you are paying attention and listening to your body and taking the early cues that you receive versus, it's like little whispers versus the I need you to listen, which happens when we, trip and, twist our knee, or we, like have an accident, or suddenly we have an autoimmune disease. Okay. Once again, I am not blaming you for whatever health ailments you have, but I am encouraging you to take responsibility for understanding what's happening with your body and start building that relationship now. Build that relationship now before things get out of hand. Okay. Just like in any relationship, right? You're having a rough time with the person that you're with, right? If you don't communicate early, then you have a lot more to fix later. You have a lot more therapy potentially to go through, or a lot more work to do to reverse the hurt if you are not addressing things as you go. It is no different with the relationship with your body. Okay. And again, you guys know I always talk about relationships. So this is just what I believe to be a way for you to really connect all mind, body, spirit. Okay. All of it has to work together, because if it's not working together, it's like working on its own in different directions. And, it's not coherent, and you need the coherence in order to manifest. You need the coherence in order to focus and achieve the things that you want. Okay. And the other thing that I will say the other suggestion that I will make for you to start connecting with your body is do one loving thing. Okay. This is back to the ABCs, right? So do one nourishing, one loving thing for your body each day. Okay. Take a 10-minute walk, drink an extra glass of water. All right. Use your favorite scented lotion or some essential oils, and just, feel it on your body. Give yourself a little love, give yourself a little affection, a little attention. All right. Take one small action to nurture your body, right? Because once again, we are trying to reconnect with ourselves, reconnect with our body, and build that relationship. So if you have a really good relationship with your body and you know what it wants and you know its signals and you really are tuned in, that's wonderful. Then you don't really need this, okay? Because you're already there. And maybe you're someone that's more in tune with your body and less in tune with your mind and your, excuse me, and your mindset and your inner critic, right? That's the one that you have to work on. And that's okay too. Everybody's different. Everybody has different things that they need to work on. But today I'm focusing on the body because that's where I really have struggled, right? Not with my body. I have a very strong, like I feel connected to my body. I feel my body's very strong, but I ignore its, I ignore the pain. Okay. I ignore when my body pleads with me. I literally don't stop until I collapse. And that's not a good way to be. And if you are that way, that's not a good way to be, right? It's no different, like I said, than being in a relationship with somebody and, they're talking to you saying like, we really need to talk about this. I don't feel like we're communicating properly. I feel like you're ignoring me, whatever it is. And you ignore. And then all of a sudden they come in and you're like, you know what? I want a divorce. And you're like, wait, what happened? Right. Okay. So your body is going to be like, listen, if you don't start paying attention to me, then I'm going to cause some trouble. Okay. And we don't want our bodies to cause trouble, because our body can cause the most trouble that anybody can cause for us. And when our body starts to cause us trouble, then we're in a whole lot of a mess. Okay. Because then we have to heal. and not just repair the relationship, but we need to then focus on healing our body and then repairing the relationship. And we can do that earlier before things get out of hand. All right. So here is what I want to do with the cards. Let's get a little insight because I love pulling the cards. And I actually I didn't forget it was a full moon today, but I forgot to make today's kind of topic be the full moon because I don't know why, because my brain is just all over the place. So I'm not pulling cards for the full moon today. I don't know, maybe tomorrow. But I will be pulling cards for your relationship with your body. And so here are the three things that I'm going to ask. We're going to ask, what does your body need from you today? Okay. And it's a collective question, so it may not resonate with everybody, but that's okay. We're going to ask, like, what does our body need? What does our, and I honestly think that we're all kind of in the same boat, right? I think a lot of us, even those connected to their bodies, are still ignoring some of the messages. Okay. The other question we're going to say is, how can I show my body love? Right. And these are questions you can ask yourself. And I want you to ask yourself these questions, right? What does my body need from me? How can I show my body love? And what small actions can I take to feel more connected? Okay. These are three questions that I want you to think for yourself. And I think I have that in the description so you can look at it. But we're going to get the insight from the cards, okay, and see what the cards have to say. All right. So, okay. So let's ask the oracle cards for the collective. Thank you for giving us all the signs and messages that we need to hear so that the collective may move forward in total alignment with their highest selves for the highest and greatest good. Thank you. I don't know why I thought it needed a little extra message today, because I guess my cards usually kind of stay down here. All right. So, all right, Spirit. You know what? I'm going to ask this. What is our body trying to tell us, collectively? Like, what's the message here? What is the message that our body is trying to communicate with us? Okay, these two cards popped out. Okay, that's very interesting, actually. Okay, the two cards that popped out was the King of Cups and the Page of Cups. Okay, now Cups is all about emotions and feelings, right? And so, I mean, it's beautiful that these are the cards that came out, because our body is always communicating to us through our emotions, right? Our emotions are energy and motion, and that energy gets activated based on how we see things, or maybe through external stimulus, right? So something happens and then we react, right? And we react based on, our stories, our limiting beliefs, our perspective, our experience, right? And it triggers an emotion, right? And then that emotion lives in our body and is felt through our body. And so I feel like that Spirit is telling us it is through our emotions that we are going to learn to connect with our bodies, right? Through your emotions, you're going to understand what it is that your body is trying to tell you, right? And that's true, right? When you walk in a room and there's been a fight, and I've used this example before, but let's say there was just a huge scuffle, okay, and you walk in the room, you immediately feel that energy and you're like, whoa, there's something that feels off here, something that doesn't feel right. And you might feel a little scared, and you might feel a little anxious or trepidatious. That is your body communicating with you that there is a lingering energy that does not align with your highest and greatest good, that doesn't align with who you are. And so your body is always going to let you know, just like it lets animals know, right? Because that's how our instinct communicates with us. It's through those, butterflies in the stomach, or anxiousness, right? It's butterflies can be exciting, right? If you meet somebody interesting, or you have this great experience, or you're looking forward to something, you can suddenly feel these, butterflies in your stomach. And that's an indication that your body is anticipating something, right? And an excitement. Or you can feel fear, right? And we'll feel it like in the back of our necks, where we feel a tingle or we feel uncomfortable. And that's our body saying, like, something about this doesn't feel right. There's something energetic that is not connecting with how I want to feel, that's disrupting that energetic flow. And those are things you need to pay attention to. Okay, let's see. I want to do an oracle card, right? So let's see what the oracle cards can tell us about what you need to know to connect with your body. If you're here, guys, say hi. Just let me know you're watching. All right. So come on, oracle. What do we know? Oops, is that upside down? Is this all upside down? I don't want it to be upside down. Okay, it was, I think. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So what is our bodies? What are our bodies trying to communicate with us? How can we, tell me, Spirit, how can we connect with our bodies? What can we do to become more connected and understand more what our bodies need from us and how we can move through the world with more flow, right? And more embodiment, right? How can we access that true embodiment of our dreams and of our greatest wishes? Okay. Oh my God. All right, here we go. Round and round, which we got yesterday, round and serendipity. Okay. And round is this, like, we know the patterns. Okay. We know what is serving us. We know what we are constantly facing over and over again, the same things over and over, the same type of people, the same types of jobs, the same challenges. Okay. That is the universe giving you a message that you need to get out of that sort of vortex, right? You need to make a different choice. And let me tell you something, when you're going around and around and around, your body does not quite feel that. It feels the discomfort, but there's also a comfort to it because you already know what to do. There's no unknowing, right? It's like, oh, right, do this, then I take this step, and we think that the result is what we want because it becomes the result that we are most comfortable, or the action we're most comfortable taking, and the result is just the one we've always seen. And so therefore we get that confirmation. Oh, you see, I say this person does this, and here we are again, right? But you have to take different actions. You need to make a different choice in order to break out of this cycle that just keeps repeating over and over again. Because if it keeps repeating over and over again, it's almost like, when you're an athlete and you are constantly using, like if you're a pitcher, right? Let's say you play baseball and you're always using this arm, always using this arm, always doing it the same way, always, using the same muscles and applying the same pressure. Well, guess what? Eventually, you start to wear out, right? You start to get, pain or tension, or it doesn't work as well, it doesn't flow as well because you're just constantly doing the same thing. Your body needs new pathways, new excitement, different ways to do things so that you are not then creating the discomfort of that sameness, right? The discomfort of overuse, of doing the same thing over and over and over again. You don't want to do the same thing over and over again because then there's no evolution. Then you never change. Then nothing is ever different if you consistently do the same thing. You will never become a better player, right? If let's go back to the sports analogy, you will never become a better player if you always do the exact same thing over and over again. You may master a move, right? You may master and become, an expert in doing things in that way, but you will never go beyond that if you don't try it differently, if you don't add a different action, if you don't give it a different twist, if you don't practice expanding your knowledge and your experience, then you will just stay the same and you will never become a top athlete. And if you stay in your comfort zone, you will never get beyond where you are right now because you just keep doing the same thing over and over. And there's nothing wrong with that. And, sometimes we just need a break and be like, you know what? Life is okay. I'm fine if nothing changes. And that's okay. And if you feel that way, well, then you don't need me. Then things are good. And woohoo. Good for you. But if you don't feel that way, and if you're not like, I'm completely satisfied with my life, then you need to make some changes and you need to do things differently and you need to take different actions and you need to practice doing that so that you can get better at doing that. Okay. And the other card, of course, is serendipity, which is trust the things that show up for you. Trust what comes into your life, and then trust how your body reacts to those things, right? So if something comes in, now remember, you're going to feel resistance for anything new, right? But resistance to something new is not the same as being afraid of something. It's not the same as someone comes into a room and they make you feel very uncomfortable because for some reason you just feel this energy that does not work for you, right? That's different. That is your instinct saying this person is not a match for me or this situation is not a match for me. But then if you have the other situations where it's like, oh, it's very exciting, but maybe you're just scared because you think you can't do it, because you think you're not going to be able to keep up because it's something completely different you've never done. That kind of fear should not hold you back. That kind of fear is good to have, right? And that's your body saying, oh, this is scary, I haven't done this before. And that's when you build that relationship and say, I know this is scary, I know you've never done this, but we're going to be okay, we can do this together. And you sort of grab yourself by the hand, like give yourself a little hug and be like, we got this. And then you like go and take the leap and do something different and take a different action and see what happens. Okay. And trust the serendipity. Trust that if something shows up that you've been asking for, that it is meant for you. Trust that if something shows up a little bit differently, but something that you're curious about, something that seems interesting, something that you're like, I never thought about it that way, but maybe, then do it. Take a chance. Allow yourself to be curious and let your body come along for the ride. I mean, not that you have a choice, your body comes anyway, because that's how you experience everything is through your body. All right. So let's go round and round. It was the card number 25. Let's just read what that says. And then I'm going to have to wrap it up. And I hope this was helpful. All right, here we go. 25. Round and round. The spiral quality of events when a lesson isn't quite integrated. Cycles you are challenged to break. Revisiting a pattern from a new perspective. That's what I'm telling you. The appearance of this card is a reminder that although it may appear you've gone backward, the truth is that you're standing at a higher level, looking down into your circumstances. You will learn something, do something better, and break a cycle set up in the past. You actually have a bird's eye view of your initial footprints and can access the wisdom and lessons learned. Okay? It's what I'm telling you, right? You just need to recognize that you have the opportunity to shift and change the patterns that have been repeating in your life that are not working for you. And even if you don't know exactly what to do or what kind of action to take or what stance you should take, just make it something different than what you normally do to just create any shift. And then you'll know, right? Like you'll know, oh, it's not this way, it's a little too much, go back that way, right? You need to adjust, but you won't know until you actually take the action. So just pick something, do what you got to do, and then see what happens, and then adjust accordingly. All right. Now, the last one is serendipity, and we'll go with that message. Opportunity aligned with readiness, the awareness of synchronicity, luck and good fortune appearing as signs and symbols, a magical alignment of events. Excuse me. You've stepped into alignment with the greater good, where your dreams and the collective dream resonate in exquisite harmony. Now's the time for luck and preparation to meet and create miracles that you could never have planned all by yourself. Keep in mind that now you are a channel for providence as a higher energy uses you as a force on behalf of the whole world. Your fortune becomes everyone's fortune. Everything you bring into being now will leave a wondrous legacy for others in the future. Your service to the world is being supported at this time. Expect the unexpected and smile, for Spirit loves you very much. I love that. And we're going to end with that card because this is exactly how I feel. I feel like when we are building that relationship with you, when you build that relationship with your body, when you start to embody that GPS word and step into really owning what that feels like for you, then everything around you shifts and changes because you are making choices that are aligning with who you want to become. You are making choices that are in alignment with that anchor word, that anchor feeling that you want. And if you continue to practice making the choices, taking the actions, and following the path that feels most exciting, that you can apply curiosity to, and then just practice being the person you really want to be in each situation, right? Every situation you face, feel into your body, right? And if your body is a little anxious, try to understand what you could do to make it feel safer, right? And if there's nothing you can do, maybe that situation is not for you, or maybe you're not ready for whatever that situation is, and that's okay too. That's also how you build the relationship, is by recognizing when your body's not ready for something, okay? If your body's not ready, then you accept it and you just say, okay, we'll try again another time. I'm literally going to use the example of sex, okay? If you're not ready, you can say no at any time, right? You cannot force your body to be ready for something it is not ready for. You can make gentle suggestions, you can make changes, you can do things to help your body relax in order for you to be ready to receive whatever it is that you are receiving, right? But you cannot force your body to do what it doesn't want to do. And so you need to connect with your body and understand its signs and its signals in order for you to know how to navigate through these challenges, because your body's not going to be ready for things that you don't want, right? It's always going to give you a warning sign for, anything that's outside of your comfort zone, anything that may even be good for you, right? But you have to recognize the signals and understand when it's like, I don't feel safe, and then you can take actions to help it feel safe, or when it's like, this is not for me, absolutely not a chance. Okay, pay attention. Your body is always communicating with you, and if you're not paying attention, believe me, it will make you listen one way or another. Okay, not that I'm trying to scare you, I'm just trying to prepare you. Not trying to scare you, just trying to prepare you. It was a little rhyme, I loved it. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope that this was helpful. I will be back tomorrow, and